All right, we just got our content in place with our code pen. We're getting step by step closer. And one of the major things that we're missing right now is an image. So we put a comment in here last time as we learned about the comment syntax. And now we're going to learn about a new HTML element called image. And the way image looks is just like any other tag, except something interesting. We don't actually have to make a closing tag for image. Image tags are self-closing. They're one of a handful of tags that are just like that. But don't get caught up in that detail right now, more than to note that it's interesting. So image, instead of typing out image like that, we just shorten it by saying img. Now, the image tag is unique in that it starts to use something you haven't seen yet, which is called an HTML attribute. That's right. HTML elements can have attributes that help describe them. And one of the attributes of image is called source. Now, the source attribute of an image tells us where it's coming from. And we use the shorthand version SRC to stand for source. Now, how do we get the source to be in the image? Well, we use an assignment operator, which is this sign, looks like an equal sign here. So we're going to say the source is assigned the value of, and then we're going to use some quotes. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in a URL here so that our image can be found. Now, we're going to get to that in a second. But until a source exists, we can use another HTML attribute. That's right. Notice that I just hit space here. I can type in ALT for alternate text, or alt. We use the same syntax. Use the assignment operator, and then use open and close quotes. So what we can do is we can put something in here to be descriptive of the image that we're going to be using. In this case, notice that this image of Nick put in here is Houston. So for me, I'm in Utah. So I'm going to say, this is an image of Utah. Now notice something that as we write this code in here, this is an image of Utah shows up because it's showing that the source is broken. So it's giving us this little image here to say, hey, this isn't working. This is great. We love these kinds of problems because then we can go, oh, we got to solve this. But how do we get an image into the source path here? Well, we're going to be using an online resource called Unsplash. So stop. Make sure you've got the image tag written out like I've got. So this is the time to code and follow along with me. So if you need to pause the video, that's just great. Pause the video and catch up. Now we're going to head over to unsplash.com. This is going to allow us to get freely usable images on the web, powered by basically people that are upload images so that other people can use them. I'm just going to type in Utah. You can see there's some pretty iconic Utah images here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this image. Now what we can do is right click on the image and then copy image address. What this is going to do, and we can actually try this, go out to a new tab here and I'm just going to type in paste and you can see there's my image. So what I can do is actually paste this image link and you can see up here, here's the full link. I'm going to paste this into my source path. And it should give us an image in our code. There it is. Now, obviously, this image is huge. And while it is working, looks nothing like what we were doing here. And that is where the power of cascading style sheets and styling will come into play. But for now, we're going to have this big clunky image to help us understand how images work. And again, if we have this alt tag, this is an image of Utah. Obviously, you want to be more descriptive here because alt tags, while they're good for debugging code, their main purpose is to help other people that might not be able to see the image understand what is going on in the image. So you might want to change this to be something more appropriate, like this is a landscape of Utah. It's more descriptive. Okay, we're going to move on to the next module.